As we continue in with division, I have over the years, and I know it's not true this year, but I have over the years had students that go,
I can't do division. I'm not good at division. I hate division.
I know that doesn't happen this year. I know this doesn't happen this year, but I'm going to continue. Every day I'll do one or two problems of some division. Every day I'll try and show different methods and ways of doing it. So if you don't get it the first time, you're going to eventually get it. But what we're going to start with is I'm going to show you the most difficult part of division. That's what I'm going to start with. The most difficult part of division. So we're going to take this first problem, and we have 156 divided by 13. That's not the difficult part. That's just the problem. The difficult part is we're going to list the multiples of 13 up to 9. 13 times 1 is 13. 13 times 2 is 26. 13 times 3 is 39. 13 times 4 is 52. 13 times 5 is 65. 13 times 6 is 78. 13 times 7 is 91. 13 times 8 is 104. 13 times 9 is 117, I think. I think it's 117. All right, so if I did that correctly, this right here is the most difficult thing about division. This right here. That's it. That is the most difficult thing about division. Now I got people going like, what? That's easy. You're right. That is easy. That is easy. If you can multiply by a one-digit factor, then division's not difficult. Now I'm going to take my problem. Let me write a little bit bigger here so we can... All right, so now I've got my problem. I have 156 divided by 13. I'm going to make sure, and I have graph paper anytime you need it, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to put something over each digit in my dividend. My dividend is 156. But before I do that, let's ask a really important question. Emily Kate, it's not a yes or no question. Okay, so don't say yes or no. All right? How many times, let me ask it this way. What is the largest remainder I could have if 13 is my divisor? Say 12. 12 is my largest remainder. I cannot have a remainder larger than 13. I cannot subtract and get a number larger than 12. I can't. If you do, you've done something wrong. So now, Emily Kate, this will be a yes or no question. Emily Kate, does 13 go into 1? No. Now, I've seen people put a 0. I've seen people put an X. But whatever you do, you need to indicate that there are 0 hundreds in my quotient. 0 hundreds. 0 hundreds. None. Zip. Zilch. 0 hundreds. Now I go, 13 goes into 15, Emily Kate? Yes? Yes. Now I need to come over here and I need to look. I need to get as close to 15 in my multiples as I can without going over. So I have 13, I have 26. 26 is too big. So I have 13. So 13 times 1 is 13. I know I'm only putting one digit at a time up there. Once I put a digit at the top, then I've got to put something below here and subtract. And I get 2, then I bring down my 6. So this is really an easy problem. Really an easy problem. Because now I've subtracted and I brought down, I have 26. I go back over here, I look at my multiples, and I have 13, 26. Oh, 26 is as close as I can get to 26 without going over. 13 times 2 is 26. So 2 26, subtract 0. Easy peasy, raw chicken squeezy.
Yeah.
Now, we get to the point where Emily Kate is like, dude, I really want to make sure that I get correct my answer. And I'm like, stop talking like a valley girl and let me show you how to check it. You check it, Emily Kate, by multiplying your quotient by your divisor. And if you had a remainder, you'd add that in. We don't. And when we're all done with that, we should get our dividend. Dividends on the inside. Dividends on the inside. So let's check, Emily Kate. And let's do 13 times 12. And what do we want it to equal? 156. 3 times 2 is 6. 2, 0, 3, 1, 6, 5, 1. Boom. That works. Now, unless I made the same exact mistake in my division and multiplication, then this is probably right. Because it's the odds of me making the same mistake in both are probably between slim and none. What?
You're saying that the chance of that happening is the chance of you being struck by lightning and getting bit by a great white shark at the exact same time. Huh? What does it happen?
Unless you really want to.
All right. Now, this next one, we're going to do two different ways. We're going to use partial product. What's partial product? Well, just relax and I'll tell you, Emily Kate. I don't need you talking back to me. So we have 714 divided by 21. We are about to do the absolute most difficult part of division. And that is listing our multiples of our divisor. So 21 times 1 is?
41.
21 times 2 is?
42.
21 times 3 is?
63.
21 times 4 is?
84.
21 times 5 is? What is it? 21 times 6 is? 21 times 7 is?
127.
It can't be 127.
147.
147. 21 times 8?
168.
21 times 9?
189.
All right. That, my friends, is the most difficult thing you'll have to do when doing division. That is it. That is the most difficult, the hardest part of division. And if you stay with me and you believe it,
You might give us
Luke,
a higher grade.
you're going to understand it. Now, I want to make sure I'm only putting one number above each digit in the quotient. So then I have to ask myself, does 21 go into 7? No, it doesn't. 7's smaller than 21. So I'm either going to put a 0 or an X or something up there. Now I ask myself, will 21 go into 71? And my answer is yes. So in order to figure that out, I mean, I don't know. If I hadn't written all this out, I would just have to guess how many times 21 went into 71. But now I can come over here and look at the most difficult part of doing division, and I look down my multiples, and I try and find a number closest to 71 as I can without going over 21, 42, 63, 84. 84 is too big, so it must be 63. 21 times 3 is 63. And then I subtract, and I get 8. I'm okay because 8 is less than my divisor of 21, so I'm good. But now I bring down my 4, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to take 12 into 84. I got 21, 42, 63, 84. 84 is as close as I can get to without going over, and that's 21 times 4.
34.
Subtract, and I get 0.
So you remainder 0.
Now I could check this with multiplication, and I know Emily Kate will, but I want to show you a different strategy with this very problem, and it's called partial product. So I have 714 divided by 21, same problem. And I don't want to do the whole one step at a time thing. That takes too long. But what is 21 times 10? 210. So if I do 21 times 10, I get 210. And I then subtract that. I then subtract 210 from 714. Then I get 504. Now I can do another 10, which is 21 times 10, which is 210. And I can subtract again. And not so far I've really multiplied by 20. And that's 4, and that's 39. Is that right? 5, 4, no, 29. 29. All right.
Yeah.
Now I have 294. Can I do by 10 again?
Yes.
Yes. Because 10 again is 210. I subtract, I'm going to get 4, I'm going to get 74, I'm going to get 84. I'm going to get 84. So now I've got 30. I can't do 10 again.
No.
But I can come over here and I can go and I can do 4.
True.
Because 4 is 84. And I subtract and I get 0. So my answer is 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 4.
34.
Which is 34.
I don't know how to get that.
And again, this is the first time I've shown you. We're going to keep doing this day after day after day. But remember, the most difficult part of division is this. Now, you're probably going to have to do it 2 ways to make sure your division problems are correct. Because if you miss it, I'm going to give it back to you. And you're going to do it again with the standard algorithm. You're going to check it with multiplication. You're going to do this way. So that'll be 5 times you have to do it. You have to do it 2 times the first time. You're going to do it 3 more times the second time. So your best bet is to get it right the first time and save yourself from having to do it 5 times. Instead, just do the division and check it with multiplication. Makes sense? Good.